Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. First, a quick word from our sponsor. The Sunday Book Review for February 13, 2021, the Best Books for Ethical Leaders edition. This concludes a special two-part episode where I look at the Deloitte Center of Leadership at Notre Dame and their top 10 best books for ethical leaders. Books that, quote, bridge the worlds of business and academia and provide practical insights that help leaders live and work more ethically, end quote. I'm to be exploring the list. We had part one last week, and this week is part two. First up, Chatter, The Voice in Our Head, Why It Matters, and How to Harness It by Kross, selected by Christopher Adkins. We rarely explore one conversation that consumes our everyday lives, our internal dialogue, our self-talk. Packed with stories, studies, and strategies, Chatter takes us inside the good and bad of our inner voice and shows us how we can harness introspection to help ourselves and others. Next up, Think Again, The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know by Adam Grant. Thinkers and leaders including Cicero, Thomas Aquinas, and Teresa of Avila have often claimed humility is truth. Through insights from behavioral psychology and empirical studies, Adam Grant reproposes a confident humility that recognizes our own blind spots, weaknesses, and deficiencies in both thought and action. Grant proposes that these are not hindrances to good and healthy relationships and leadership. They are opportunities for moral growth and attentiveness to the needs, perspective, and insights of others. Next up, Our Team, The Story of Four Men and the World Series That Changed Baseball by Luke Eplin, selected by Brian Levy. What does a book about the 1948 Cleveland Indians have to do with ethical leadership in business? In Our Team, Luke Eplin tells the story of four members from that team: Bill Veeck, or Veck as it wrecked, the eccentric and visionary team owner; Larry Doby, the second man to break baseball's color barrier; Bob Feller, the pitching prodigy turned businessman; and Satchel Paige, the legendary Negro baseball pitcher making his major league debut that year. In doing so, Eplin also provides important lessons about leadership, business, race, fundamental fairness, culture, and life. Although it's set in post-war America, its themes are timeless. Given the continuing scandals we have seen in baseball, it's nice to see an ethical leadership book in a discussion which includes baseball. And finally, Wanting, The Power of Mimic Desire in Everyday Life by Luke Burgess, selected by Brett Beasley. As Oscar Wilde once wrote, most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions, their lives a mimicry, their passions a quotation. In Wanting, the author draws upon the work of René Girard to reveal to us just how much of our goals are really reflections of what other people want. During the Great Resignation, many people are taking a hard look in the mirror and reevaluating their own lives. Hope you've enjoyed this special two-part episode of the Sunday Book Review. We have a couple of new podcasts out on the Compliance Podcast Network I'd like to tell you about. The first is Hidden Traffic, where host Gwen Hassan looks at modern slavery and human trafficking. Gwen is well known in the compliance community for her passion around this topic, and she brings that passion to this new podcast. Also, I have a podcast on presidential leadership lessons for the business executives. What can business executives learn from the now 46 presidents, and how can you incorporate those into your business and leadership strategies going forward? This is appropriate for the CEO, the CCO, the CFO, or anyone else who's in a leadership position. Finally, I'm extraordinarily pleased to announce a 5-part podcast series that premiering January 24, where I explore the trial of the century, the Enron trial. 2021 was the 20th anniversary of Enron's bankruptcy. It was also the 15th anniversary of the trial of Jeff Skilling and Ken Lay. I'll take a deep dive into it with Lauren Steffi. Check it out on the Compliance Podcast Network.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.